Hi there, and welcome to this episode of Live Your Life by the Numbers. Today, we're going to analyze as a kind of bonus show the numbers, the life path number of Britney Spears, which many of us have followed in the newspaper. So let's do a deep dive right now into the numbers of Britney Spears. Here we go. As I've mentioned to you, Britney Spears has a life path number 6. And the life path number 6 basically says, I'll take care of you. It's an extroverted number. It's ruled by beautiful Venus and possibly Cancer and Pisces, significantly placed anywhere in their natal chart. The number 6 has a wealth of gifts to give, among them love, the love of home, kindness and sympathy, service to humanity, responsibility, justice, truth from right and wrong, voice, the number of the artist, harmony, approval, charitable actions, sharing things with others unselfishly, and giving of themselves and receiving abundantly. Some of their pitfalls are, if they're living on the negative side, self-righteousness, complainers, egotistical behavior, opinionated behavior, being outspoken, domineering, failing for flattery, having firm convictions. But if they follow the path of service to others and labor laboriously for humanity, and they promote happiness, protection, abundance, and riches for all, they usually have a very strong pull for finances. And we know that Britney Spears, as a singer, and an activist now, also in the form of speaking out against her own guardianship and finally winning. She used her voice for humanitarian purposes also. The number 6 is usually wise, as I mentioned. It's a standard bearer. It has a high sense of duty, and it has a strong attraction to luxury, wealth, and also the attitude of pay me well for their actions, which you will see that the life path number 3 and also the life path number 9 also attracts. The 3, because it's absolutely so convivial and creative. The 9, because it's the number of humanitarian service and brotherly love. And it does so much for humanity that money just flows to it freely. The number 6 is also the lover of the concept of love, art and beauty, as I mentioned, and gains through marriage and inheritance. It is the cosmic mother and the cosmic father. Often we say it's more the cosmic father because the cosmic mother is ruled by the number 2 life path. But let's go further into Britney Spears, born Britney Jean Spears on December 2nd, 1982. When we add her numbers together, we come to the total of 1995. And when we add those numbers across, we come to 1 plus 9 plus 4 equals the number 24, which is sort of like a marriage number. The 2 and the 4 appreciates very strong, long-lasting relationships and the number of marriage. But we note here also that if we add her numbers, if we reduce the number 12 to a 3, and we reduce the 2 is already reduced. If we add 12 plus 2, we see that her achievement number, which I've described for you in other shows, the achievement number is that number which you must achieve in this life path. And it's It's created by adding together the number 12 plus 2, your month and day of birth. Now, if you add those two numbers together, you will see that her number comes to a karmic number of 14. And that karmic number says she overindulged in some way in a past life, probably in this life also, in either sex, gambling, drugs, drinking, food. So she's achieved that. She comes into this life with the karmic number 14, which she must achieve. And as we know, if we analyze her life, she has worked towards that. She came in with the same negative qualities of the 14-5. She abused her freedom. And as we know by the guardianship, her personal freedom was taken away from her for a substantial period of time by her father until she went to court and proved to a court of competent jurisdiction that she was worthy of getting her life and her freedom back, which she won. So now, if we add the 14 and the 19 together, which is the 12, the 19 is adding 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 1, which is another karmic number, which stands for that which she took something away from someone in a former life. And don't get yourself hung up on these karmic numbers that I'm talking about, because I've got a whole show out there on karmic numbers that you can analyze these numbers. But just looking at her numbers, we can see that her two karmic numbers, that being a 14-5, when added to the 19 of 1981, gives birth to a life path number of a 33-6, which is a master number on the higher level of the 6. Now, that master number 33-6 means you owe a duty to humanity in the form of suffrage, giving of yourself to humanity. And we can see by the trial of her, working very hard to get her freedom back, she educated the country to some extent on the guardianship process, that if you are not careful with responsibility, your self-responsibility in this life, that it could be taken away from you. So, Britney Spears starts out as a pop star. She's made millions through her musical albums, her modeling, and her films, which is the part of the number 6 that attracts great wealth. Most of the controversy around her life, the controversy dealt with the conservatorship, also called in New York State an Article 1 guardianship. I believe it was in California or another state where a guardianship, where someone takes over responsibility for your money and for your own personal actions, is called a conservatorship in many other states in the country. She lost the right, as I mentioned before, to control her own financial assets by her father until the year 2021, when the court gave her the right back to control her own vast wealth. So Britney, as a number 6 life path, represents a part of the number 6, which is highly creative, a number of voice, music, and the finer things in life. She represents the number 6 life path as an example of someone that receives a very large amount of money, high pay for her work and accomplishments. She's known for someone to vocalize her opinions. She's also someone that enjoys spending her own money, making a lot of money, and living a very luxurious life. She represents the 33-6 life path because of the human suffrage side, the loss of her right to control her own life, the loss of control of her own money, arguing with her parents, mainly the father more than the mother, in lawsuits, loss of her own parental rights because of the failure to control her personal freedoms within society's framework, and also experiencing a great deal of sorrow by that loss. Let's look at her birth date. She's born under the 12-3, 1 + 2 = 3, which usually in and of itself, people born under the 3 are born under financial protection. The birthday, that 2 birthday number of hers, like her life path number, prefers to be mated. So Britney would prefer to be married rather than single. And the number 2 also, that's despite the fact that she has not been successful. The number 2 is also the number of children. And we know that Britney has children. As I mentioned before, by adding the karmic 2, by adding the 2 plus the 12, we come to the karmic number 14, which means she has to control the way she handles her personal freedom, the intake of food, drugs, alcohol. She has abused her personal freedom. Excessive and destructive tendencies is part of that 14-5 life path. People that have a tendency, doesn't mean that everyone that has a 14-5 anywhere in their life path number or their birthday number or their month and day of birth means that they're going to destroy their personal freedoms by excessive tendencies that are destructive in nature, but it sure means they have a very strong possibility of doing that. Now you find that people that have either overcome these excessive tendencies or worked towards overcoming these in their lives usually have very strong associations with their children. They're very karmically attached to their children. And we see that Donald Trump is a 14-5 birthday there. Now, let's look at the karmic number 19 that I mentioned. I have also a whole show on the karmic number. That's the number of excess force. It's a pushy, hostile number often. Sometimes it's a fearless number, but it's a domineering number of extreme emotions. It can be very stubborn. It could be up 1 minute and down the next. It could be very responsible with money and then very irresponsible the next. And so when we examine Britney Spears' month, day, and year of birth, we can see who she is, what she's attained, the challenges she has faced, and the challenges basically that she may be facing in her life as she is still very young and has a wealth, many, many long years that she faces, and that she is continuing, as most of us are, a work in progress. And she will continue to make probably vast sums of money with her voice and her appearances, and work on being a much better mother and very, very humanitarian in nature to the public and the lessons that she's learned to date. So I want to thank you. That's it for Britney Spears for today. I want to thank you all for watching this show, Live Your Life by the Numbers, and learning about the number 6 life path number as it shows up in Britney Spears's numbers. If you like this show and you'd like to subscribe to more of it and you'd like to learn more about it, please hit the subscribe button below. And please send me a note. Let me know other actors, artists, or people, famous people that you'd like to learn about. I am not giving readings at this time. Basically, I am a full-time trust and estate litigator as a vocation, but my avocation for over 50 years has been living your life by the numbers and the study of numerology. I also have 4 wonderful books out there that I would appreciate you reviewing and letting me know what you think of them. Volumes 1 and 2 of Live Your Life by the Numbers, Your Guide to Numerology. A book solely dedicated to children. Raise Your Kids by the Numbers, Your Child's Guide to Numerology. And that's a great book that helps parents analyze their children's numbers so they know ahead of time that they really have little geniuses and they have nothing to worry about. But it goes into a deep dive, a detail into the aspects of their child's life, their life path numbers, and what they must look out for if there's any roadblocks along the way. And also my last number is a book on double digits. It's called Double Digits, Your Guide to Numerology, and the power of those double digit numbers. And as you can see, the karmic numbers, which are 13, 14, 16, and 19, are double digit numbers. They are composed of 2 numbers. And in this case, the life path number of Britney Spears was a 24-6 or a 33 master number. So she has double digits in her life path number as well. So once again, I want to thank you for visiting and thank you. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I certainly look forward to appearing before you in some more episodes of Live Your Life by the Numbers. And I look forward to hearing from you and all of the stars or the famous people you'd like me to read on this show. I'm here for you. And once again, remember that today is a day that's more precious than you think. So live your life by the numbers. It's bye for now. Have a great day.